Asaph, hello. How are you?
Brilliant. How are you doing?
Yeah, good. Good, thank you. So, if you could start just by introducing yourself, who you are, where you work.
Okay. Hello. My name is Asaph Hyman, and I'm the global head of Chinese ceramics and works of art at Bonhams. So we have auctions from as far as Sydney, London, Edinburgh, New York, Los Angeles, and Hong Kong. So I'm looking after those auctions all the time.
And you've just sent me some pictures of a beautiful archaic bronze food vessel. I'm wondering if you could tell me a bit more about that, its original purpose, its history.
Well, we're really delighted to have these feats. It's absolutely fascinating. First of all, in terms of period, we're looking at the 11th, 10th century BC. So it's about 3,000 years old and dates to the early Western Zhou dynasty. And a vessel like that would have been very expensive at the time, would have been made to honor an ancestor and to offer as part of a suite of bronze vessel different types of food. This one would have been used to hold probably grain, but there would have been other vessels for wine and for water to look after the ancestors in the afterlife and to look after the well-being of their spirits. So it's quite special, mysterious objects and such. This particular example is really beautifully cast with a very broad, what we call a taotie mask, a master mask with C-scroll-shaped horns, with a flange in the center serving as the nose. Around the foot, there are pairs of archaistic dragons. What's also special about this is its more recent history, if you like, of the last 40 years. Particularly with archaeological material, it's important to have previous history, previous provenance. This one goes back to the Rafi Mottahedeh collection in New York, and it's been sold already at auction as early as the late 1970s, and it's been exhibited at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in the early 1980s. So it's just it's a great object to have, and we'll be offering it in the next Asian Art in London week.
With that in mind, how are Bonhams dealing with auction sales and the digital platform during the current pandemic we're in?
Well, obviously, it's a really challenging time for everyone, and certainly for the art market and the art industry. And like many other galleries and auction houses, we've had to close many of our premises, particularly in Europe and the US, not as much in Hong Kong or places like Sydney to a lesser effect, to look after the well-being of our clients and of our staff. So that has postponed certain sales, but we are looking forward to a far stronger second half of the year. And of course, to a much greater focus on private sales as well as the online platform with a stronger digital presence.
So fingers crossed by this autumn we can come and physically see the objects again.
That's certainly important and really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Another thing which Bonhams have done is to launch a special appeal to benefit the NHS. So it's a charity online auction. And this is just our small way of doing something in this particular time.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. On to Asian Art in London, as you briefly mentioned.
Well, Asian Art in London has been a really important part of London for many years. I mean, and it's always been important for the identity of London and to really offer the breadth of the knowledge that has been gathered over many decades by both dealers as well as auction houses operating in London. And I think at this particular type of times when there's a crisis, a global one, it's wonderful to have such an organization which brings the uniqueness of London together. And I'm sure that Asian Art in London would be looking to enhance its digital and online presence, such as your interview today with me.
Well, thank you very much.
A pleasure. Well,
Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Take care.
Cool. Thanks, Asaph. Bye-bye.
Look after yourself.
Bye.
Bye.